So you and Adam came up with the idea for the Being Jay Z project. How did that come about?
Well, we had heard from Duncan Marshall that Jay Z was coming out with a autobiography, and looking at the autobiography, we got kind of a sneak peek at it, and it was essentially very specific to locations of things that happened throughout Jay Z's life and in those locations. So we came up with this idea of a geographic autobiography. The agency was working with Microsoft Bing to do something really cool, and it seemed like the perfect joining of the two, because you had this really cool search engine and maps where we actually could geotag each of those locations, so you could follow the pages and find the pages on the maps, and with clues that used Bing searches, and then assemble the book online.
You placed the pages of that book in so many different places. What were some of the most interesting ones?
Of course, there were the big Times Square type of locations for things relevant in his life that happened in those big media locations for traditional media. But there were a lot of innovative placements. When we couldn't find a location, if there wasn't a bus stop or a billboard within
we had to
invent it. So for MARCY, there wasn't one in MARCY. So we made a bronze plaque, and we placed that in the streets of MARCY, right where he grew up. But then we took other things, like the song for Big Pimpin', where he's talking about that. We put it at the bottom of the DELANO pool, where the thousands of people at any of the hotel could look down and read the page, or you could actually swim with the page. On one of the pages, he was talking about going out with Bono and Clinton and eating this burger at the Spotted Pig. So we partnered up with the Spotted Pig. If you ordered the exact burger that he ate in that location, you could actually get that plate, and you'd be able to keep that plate. There's one page that he's talking about Run DMC. There's a song about the caddy, and we actually placed a page completely wrapped around a Seville Cadillac in Run DMC's home. There's a song about wearing a Gucci jacket, and we partnered with Gucci to actually have it printed inside of the Gucci jacket. So there were a lot of really fun placements, but they were all very relevant to either the song or the location where they happened. To have 300 locations, they had to go up at an exact time, because that's when each of the games for each of those pages for people to find. That was sort of a production nightmare.
This is such a huge idea. What were some of the challenges in the production?
I think the biggest challenge was there were 3 clients on this, which is one of the reasons why the idea was so cool. So we had Microsoft Bing, we had Jay Z Rockaware, which is his brand, and we had Random House Books. They were all great partners to have. Microsoft Bing was a dream client, but at the same time, make Jay Z happy, to make Bing happy, and make a book happy, took hundreds of decks and pretty much a year of time.
With a project of this magnitude, you had to have had an amazing team assembled.
Yeah, we really lucked out just with the people who got involved in this, and it was really everybody knew what they were getting into, at least to some extent. Maybe not the fact that they didn't go home for 6 months, but David Droga was super involved every single day. Throughout the day he was involved. Neil Heyman, who was the creative director, really involved with the project, was awesome. I couldn't have asked for a better creative director. Me and Adam were just really happy with the producers were incredible on both sides, the traditional Mia, the digital Andrew Allen, great designer John Donaghy. It was just a huge collaboration of just a lot of great creative minds that made this idea happen. It was probably the most collaborative project I'll ever be on, and it was great.